Good. All right, so we're back in open session. Just one resolution coming out of closed. And that is that council will receive the legal opinion provided by the town solicitor for information. Can I move for a second for that? By Guichardi, seconded by Deputy Mayor Hall. All in favor? It's carried. Okay, and the council inquiry. Just one thing I wanted to mention. I'm sure everybody has seen the video that Councillor Guichardi did on the new recycling bins and the options that are available to residents. Just a reminder for anybody watching that the deadline, if you do want to opt for the smaller bin, is January 15th. So that's this Thursday. And the website's on the town website where you can go on and make that request. Nothing else. Yes, they are on display in the lobby of town hall if you want to come in and actually get a visual of what the two options are. So if you don't specifically request the smaller bin, you will by default get the larger bin.
And apparently you cannot change your mind.
No, yeah,
So,
once you've made the decision, that's it.
very important to submit by the 15th if you want the smaller bin.
Yeah. All right, so the first item under number 7 is a bylaw authorizing the borrowing of $12.9 million. Carrie, do you want to give the annual explanation as to why we are authorizing the borrowing of such a large sum of money?
Sure, thank you, and through the mayor. The Municipal Act allows us to have a borrowing bylaw on file with our financial institution. In case that it was ever needed that taxes were not paid in a timely manner and we didn't have the reserves from the bank, needed to keep the lights on and follow through with our budget plans. So we are not borrowing $12 million. But if we needed to, this allows us
to. And that is the amount, or is an amount equal to
75% of
tax rate?
Yes.
All right, so something we do every year, just as a matter of course. Is there a mover and seconder to authorize that? Deputy Mayor Hall, second by Councillor Sample. All in favor? It's carried. All right. Next is bylaw amending the procedural bylaw. So this was discussed at our last meeting. Council decided to make some changes based on the first draft that was presented. We gave it back to staff and asked them to come back with a formal bylaw, and that is what is before us tonight. Any further discussion on that before we go ahead and enact it? Councillor Guichardi?
I just wanted to point out that we have extended the time for questions to 15 minutes, and we prioritized those questions coming from taxpayers, residents, because they're the priority for us.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thankful that town staff worked with us with regards to this. There's still just one little thing that I just didn't really love about it, but I understand that there has to be a compromise in order, to make things work. I still feel that, I know I sort of suggested as well that maybe it should be related specifically only to the agenda, that questions be asked, but after more thinking, I still just feel like if somebody wants to come in and ask a quick question about something, I just really feel like they should be able to do that, providing that they're a resident of the town and they are, courteous and kind and whatever, there's a decorum set, that they stick to their 2 minutes, and that, which we already did add into it, that the question pertains to something we have jurisdiction over. So, yeah, that's the only part that I still struggle with.
Yeah, and I think as I mentioned at the last meeting, I mean, the chair, whether it's myself or anybody else down the road, always has that discretion too.
Right.
So.
Okay, so I mean, at least that makes me feel a little bit better that if somebody does come and say, listen, I do have a question, it doesn't pertain to the agenda, can I ask Mr. Mayor Worcester, can I still ask the question? Then I guess you're right, there's that ability to accept it, right? Okay, that makes me feel better, cause that was literally my only still hangup was because we did put in that it has to be within the jurisdiction of what we can control as council. That was sort of a guiding line or a rule that we could follow that says like, yeah, you can't come in and ask just questions that
Why
we can't,
is this
yeah,
happening?
yeah,
Yeah.
that we can't do anything about that. So we can still just, have people coming in and asking questions, but yeah, that makes me feel better. Then I can vote yes to that if the chair is willing to, do an individual basis, decision. So thank you, staff. I appreciate you.
All right, so if there's nothing else, then I'll look for a motion to approve bylaw number 02-2026, which is a bylaw to govern proceedings of the council, town of Shelburne and its committees, moved by Councilor Guichardi, seconded by
Sure.
Councilor Wagner. All in favor? Carried. All right, excuse me, the last item are two nominations for the Community Excellence Award. Both nominations came in from Ardith Dunlop from the Food Bank, and they are for Jimmy and Stephanie Sarazani, as well as Rap Sarazani. This is the family that owns No Frills, and the nomination is in connection to their support of the efforts of the Food Bank. So we just need a motion to receive and approve those nominations, and then invite the recipients to a future council meeting to receive their award. Councilor Wagner, make that motion, seconded by Councilor Sample. All in favor? It's carried. All right, any notices of motion for this evening? Okay. On to communications then. Councilor Wagner?
So just quickly, number 6. I just feel that we should send maybe a letter of support for that. I think it's a good idea. I don't really drink alcohol myself, so I won't be purchasing any of it. But if we have this crazy stockpile, then yeah, we should be trying to sell it off and potentially donating the money to charities. We have so many food banks that are struggling right now with, providing food to an increasing number of people. Shelburne Hamper Program itself saw 250 families, I believe it was this year, needing assistance. So, if we pulled it off the shelf, I get it for good reason, but we should try to do something with it and get it sold potentially and that money used for good.
Okay, just for some context, in case some members watching don't have the motion right in front of them. Councilor Wagner is referring to a motion that was passed at Dufferin County Council in December. And essentially it was drawing on the example from PEI, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, and Manitoba, where their public liquor stores had removed American liquor from the retail shelves. What they've done in those 4 provinces is to have sold that liquor to consumers, but they've taken the proceeds of those sales and donated it to charities. The suggestion in the County of Dufferin resolution was that the money earned through that by the province should be directed to local food banks. So Councilor Wagner is just suggesting that we as a town support that resolution. So if there's somebody willing to second that, Charity, okay. I think I seconded the motion at County Council, so could gladly support it again. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Anything else in communications, Councilor Charity?
Just to highlight number 3, another successful Hamper program, and I just want to highlight all of the folks that donated either time, talents, resources to support the 250 families that received the hamper this Christmas.
Yeah.
Bravo to Bobby and her team.
And thanks to you, I know you.
I just,
Yeah. Well, no,
I carry
you put in a lot of time. Yeah.
they carry that.
Yeah.
And then can I just also just quickly highlight number 7?
Yep.
So it's a pretty detailed review report. It's like 46 pages long. Some of it is a little confusing when you're not someone who works in that area, but I think the idea is to just anyone who's watching, maybe pull this up, have a quick read through yourself. It is basically the long-term accommodation plan for the Upper Grand District School Board. So from what I sort of gathered from it, there's not a whole lot that will be really affecting Shelburne yet. Or at all for this, 25, 26 kind of school year. There is going to be a new high school in Guelph. And the good thing actually is there will be a new elementary school in Mansfield. That is supposed to alleviate some of the stress of Primrose and the enrollment numbers in Primrose, which will then hopefully alleviate the stress in Centennial Highlands. So that's a good thing for us, at least as a start, to help with some of our elementary schools and the enrollments and things that are going on over here. But yeah, I didn't see anything in there, sort of addressing the potential high school. Not that it's super overcrowded, I don't think right now, but I mean, it's just, we're not developing as a Shelburne just right now because of the sewage treatment plant, but there are areas around us that still are. And so that just always causes me for concern that those students have to come somewhere, right? So, but just for people who are watching, if you're interested, number 7, and have a quick read through.
Good. Okay. Anything else? Can I have a motion then to receive the remaining items just as information? Example and Councilor White. All in favor? Carried. Okay, we've already done closed session, so on to confirming bylaw. Mover and seconder for that, Councilor Wagner. Mayor Hall, all in favor? Carried. And a motion to adjourn. Councilor Sample, seconded by Councilor Gujarati. All in favor? Carried. All right, thank you all. We'll leave today.
Yeah.